know it's a little late, but I'm going to do my fall tag now. I was tagged by the lovely J Dolls UK. Thank you so much for tagging me, Jay. And for those of you who don't know what the fall tag is about, it's like 15 questions kind of to get to know you better that are fall related. So I wrote them all down so that I could be prepared. So here we go. Number 1. What's your favorite Halloween movie? Well, I guess if it isn't already kind of obvious from the background here, I love It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Wizard of Oz for Halloween. I try and watch them every year if I can, if I'm not too busy. They're really fun, and they speak to my heart, and they remind me of being a kid. So those are my favorites. I do have favorite scary movies, but these are more like Halloween related to me as far as I'm concerned, because I always wanted to dress up like Glenda, the Good Witch, when I was a little girl. So she was my favorite. Like, I loved Dorothy, but I loved the pink dress. So you guys know I love pink. Well, if you're new here, you don't know, but I love pink. So that would be my favorite or favorites Halloween movies. Question 2. Do you prefer apple or pumpkin pie? Okay, for me, it's gotta be pumpkin. Because I love to bake, and I love baking pumpkin pies. I've baked apple pies before, and they're delicious and all that good stuff, but there's just something about pumpkin for me. I don't know if it's the way I do it or whatnot, but my uncle doesn't even like pumpkin, and he'll eat my pumpkin pie, so I don't know what it is. But I love pumpkin pie. But not all pumpkin pie, I will say that. Some pumpkin pie tastes like absolutely nothing, so it just depends on who's baking it. Question 3. Halloween party or explore a haunted place? That's a tough one for me because I like Halloween parties and I like exploring, and haunted places don't really scare me all that much, but if I was pressed to say one or the other, I guess I would pick Halloween party, just for the fact that I love to dress up for Halloween. So that's it. Number 4. Store-bought pumpkin or pumpkin patch? If it's what I prefer, it's pumpkin patch all the way. But I will say that I have bought pumpkins at the grocery store before, but I've also gone to the pumpkin patch and bought them, and I much prefer pumpkin patch. I love picking them. I love the smells and all the things going on, so that is definitely my favorite. Question 5. Favorite fall scent? Well, my actual favorite fall scent is when you can actually smell the fall coming in the air. The leaves are changing and everything's getting more crisp. That's my favorite fall scent if we're going for like nature and things like that, because when I smell it in the air, there's just something, it's just, I don't know what it is, it just smells really good to me. I don't know if anybody else can smell the fall coming, but I can. So that's my favorite fall scent, if that's what we're talking about. Question number 6. What is your favorite fall drink? I would have to say it would be either hot spiced apple cider with cinnamon or cold cider with a hot cinnamon donut. When they're warm and it's crisp and kind of cool outside, but not too cold, but you do need something to warm you up, that's yummy. Question number 7. Halloween or Thanksgiving? Now that one's kind of hard for me because I really love Halloween. And the reason I really love Halloween is because it's just fun. It's a holiday that you don't have to really go all out for. You don't have to bake a big meal for your family or worry about your house being clean or whatever, all that stuff that goes along with life and holidays. You just get to dress up and be silly and get lots and lots of candy. So I would have to say, I guess, Halloween. Question 8. Okay, most loved pumpkin-based food. My cousin's birthday is in November, and she loves pumpkin, but she's always trying to get, something, because her birthday's really close to Thanksgiving already, and she loves pumpkin. So her cake, or whatever you want to say, her treat for her birthday, I sometimes make that for her, and I just bake up these crazy concoctions, and I made her a pumpkin butter caramel cake, and it was absolutely delicious. So I'd have to say that is probably one of my favorite things that I've ever made and ate and thought, oh goodness, how did I even make that? But I mean, I remember how I made it, but I didn't do anything too precise. I just go by taste. Question number 9. Haunted house or corn maze? Well, I think I would have to say haunted house, just because I've been to haunted houses before and they're funny to me. I know they're not supposed to be funny, but they're funny to me because, if it's done really good, sometimes they can scare the bejesus out of you. I'm not saying I don't ever get scared, don't get me wrong, but most haunted houses don't scare me. I don't know why. They seem silly, and it's like, here's a guy over here, he's coming at me with a chainsaw. I don't know. It's just I think it's because of when I was a kid and my mom prepared me and said, this is all just make-believe and it's not real and stuff like that. So, I mean, even to this day, I just don't really get that scared. I get jumps, if somebody jumps out at you, I get scared for that if I don't know something's coming. But, I'm kind of overly prepared in my brain, I guess, when I go to a haunted house to just be prepared for anything. So, I don't really get that scared. Question 10. What is your favorite Halloween candy? I don't have an exact specific one. I like all the little fun size chocolates, most of them. There's some that aren't my favorite, but I guess if we're gonna go there, I'll just say my least favorite are those little Red Hots, or those funny little brown and black wrapped plain candies. I never really cared for those, and when I would get those, they would end up at the bottom of my bag when I was a kid, and I didn't want to waste them, but I didn't like them, so I would just end up with them and not know what to do with them. Question 11. What is your favorite fall childhood memory? For me, I'd have to say there was an apple orchard that did all kinds of stuff. You could go and pick your own apples. They had little trails, and they had a little country store, and they had those cute little bags that everybody likes, the little paper ones, kind of like this, that you could put your apples in that you picked. And I loved that place. And I went one year when I was a kid and picked apples, and there was an apple, I kid you not, on the ground that was this big. It was the biggest apple I'd ever seen, and it looked perfect in every conceivable way, and it was just gorgeous. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, I want that apple. And they were like, you can pick them off the ground, you can pick them out of the tree, whatever ones you want. And I picked it up, cleaned it on my shirt, ate that apple. It was the best apple I ever ate, I swear. And not only that, they had fresh cider that they had made with their own apples from the orchard, and fresh hot cinnamon donuts that you could have when you were out. They had these little stations, not everywhere, because it was an apple orchard, but they had these little stations where you could go, and they had the hot cider, or the fresh cider, and the hot donuts, and oh, it was so good. And it was just the fall smell in the air, and the sound of the leaves under your feet. It was great. That was my favorite. Question 12. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food? My favorite Thanksgiving food is my mom's turkey. And I'm specific in saying my mom's turkey because it's my mom's turkey that's my favorite. I don't know what she does to it. Like, I do know what she does to it because I've seen her make it a million times, but it's just delicious. It's moist and tender and just so flavorful. It is so good. I miss my mom's turkey, but that would be my absolute favorite. Question 13. Sweater or scarves? I would definitely have to say sweater, because I will only wear a scarf if it's freezing outside and I know that I need it. I don't do scarves. I don't really like to do hats either. I'm not one of those people that looks good in hats to myself. I don't know if I look good in hats to other people, but to myself, I don't prefer it, and I don't like having scarves up around my neck. Question 14. Wool socks or slippers? I don't think I've ever had a technical pair of wool socks, but I do prefer those like chenille fluffy socks, the soft kind, made out of this fluffy soft material. It's just a hat. But, socks like this, love those. I have a bunch of those. Those over slippers any day. 15. Favorite fall tradition? For me and my family, and just, because everybody has different things and things that they do that seem like, why doesn't everybody do them? But it's a family thing. Everybody's family is different, and that's what makes us great, that we're not all the same. My family, for fall, we would always decorate our house for Halloween. Our house was the house, I guess, if you want to say that. We would get people that would come and drive just to see our house and trick-or-treat in our neighborhood. I would hand out the candy once I got older, but me and my mom would decorate the yard, and it made it look like a graveyard and just had all this crazy stuff, and I would put all these things in the trees, and it was very elaborate. We had people that asked us if they didn't mind if we took videos of it and all kinds of things. So that, along with the fact that the day after Thanksgiving, we always put up the Christmas tree. Those are my favorite personal, family fall type traditions. Those were two things that we always did. We always decorated the house for Halloween because, it was fun. The kids enjoyed it. Nobody got too scared. I mean, it was scary enough, but we didn't want to scare little kids. And we would get hundreds of kids every year. I started counting after a few years just to see how many, because I couldn't believe how many. We would have buckets and buckets of candy we gave away, and it was just the best. Seeing all the costumes and all the little kids and how happy they were and how innocent it is, it's just very, very nice. And the putting up the Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving was always my favorite, because it was like, I just got Thanksgiving dinner and it's super yummy, and now I get to put up the tree. So, and not that day, but the next day. It was always after Thanksgiving. Like the day after was as soon as we were allowed to put it up, because I would always want to put the tree up as fast as possible when I was a little girl, just because I loved the Christmas tree. I love a big, full Christmas tree. I don't like the branches itself. I don't like the branches to be sparse. I like them to be full, and I like it to have lots of ornaments, but not too many. It's a fine line between love and tacky, so you know how that goes. But that was my fall tag. I hope everybody enjoyed learning a little bit more about me. If you're new here, like and subscribe. We have lots of fun things that we're going to get into. I have so many ideas. I love all my subscribers. They're great. I love the doll community. You all are very, very, very kind. And I just appreciate that anybody's interested and that people are tuning in and supporting my small channel. I thank you so, so much for that. I was tagged by J Dolls UK. Thank you so much for tagging me, Jay. And I would like to tag Funny Monster, 1,000 Splendid Dolls, if nobody's already tagged Shelly and Colleen, and Barbie Rocks. I thought it would be interesting to find out what her answers would be, as well as 1,000 Splendid Dolls and Funny Monster. So if you guys feel like doing it, that would be great. Take care. Hope you all had a happy Halloween, and I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you soon.